FG Sports. It's in the game. Guys, I'm up late at night in the lab, staying up, trying to get these numbers out. I realized like halfway through Sunday, I did not give you guys any look-ahead lines, any look-ahead numbers to be kind of on the lookout for, obviously, right? But what I'm doing instead is, I'm just staying up late tonight, bringing in all the injuries, all the reports, all the updates, all that stuff, getting in all the numbers that I can tonight. There are some items that can't be updated right now, stuff like EDSR and QBR and all that kind of stuff. Some of it is in, some of it's not in, so that's not incorporated into it just yet. So for tonight, I'm going to go over the Madden ratings and some, there's really only like 2 or 3 spots that are really, really plus EV moves right now with the Madden spot, or with the Madden algorithm. Aside from that, though, I did want to recap the picks. So we go 4-2 on the day, depending on what you got your numbers at. And I apologize, because it's my bad. I have not been giving you the number, like the VIG that I'm getting. Most of mine, if I don't say otherwise, it's like minus 108. The teasers are usually like minus 115 and minus 120, but that's kind of the general line. So depending on what numbers you got, you either made like a little over a unit and a half, maybe even up to like a unit and 3/4, something like that. But either way, if you followed the picks, you're up this past weekend. So in total, we are 24-14-1 with a unit increase of 9.57 units. Overall winning percentage is 61.5%. We have gone 12-8 when picking sides, which is good for a 60% win rate. Totals, we're now 8-2, which is an 80% win rate, and the teasers have gone a great 5-1 so far. And really, one of the most important numbers I'm looking at here is that the Broncos, we did win with them today, or win a game that they were involved in today, and we go 4-0 with the Broncos. So the algorithm is shooting out just straight fire for the Broncos. So we're going to try to keep that trend kind of going here, and I'll show you a little bit more of what I'm talking about. Like I said, really the biggest things I can do today is going to be taking the injuries. We'll go over some of the picks and kind of how the game's played out. I will tell you, I watched most of the games and all the highlights and everything that go along with it. But obviously I haven't had a lot of time to digest it yet. It hasn't even been like a full 12 hours for most of these games. Just to go over what the picks were. So we had a teaser, which was the Browns +7 at the Vikings, and we paired that up with the Cardinals and Rams over 46.5. The Browns +7, that one was never really in question. It was a much lower scoring game than I anticipated. And if you were in fantasy, it's getting kind of like frustrating, this Nick Chubb issue of him like not getting touchdowns. Like, I get that they're splitting carries, but I don't understand why Kareem Hunt is getting the goal line carries. Either way, though, as far as our bet is concerned, Browns +7, again, never really in question. Cardinals and the Rams over 46.5. Surprisingly enough, this one was kind of like a little slow getting to the 47. I think the first quarter we had like 17 points, and it looked like, okay, like this should go over easy. We should get over by like in the third quarter, and I think we still ended up going over in the third quarter, if I'm not mistaken. But it felt like it took a long time. Like we were stuck at like 40 for a while. But either way, they got there, and I think the game actually ended on 50, which, oh man, that's why we teased it, guys. Remember, 51 and 47 are both key numbers. When this got teased, it was at 52.5. So if you just took it straight up, you took the over, you lost by like 2.5 points. So again, make sure you're utilizing these teases. Next one that we teased was the Ravens +7 at the Broncos, and we paired that up with the Bucks down to a pick'em at the Patriots. Ravens +7, that was another one that was never really in question. I know Teddy Bridgewater did get hurt, and the Broncos, like I said, they get another win with a game that they're involved in. And the team itself, I know, has gotten some hype, and a lot of people looked really good. And this whole week coming into this game, I heard a lot of people saying like the Broncos defense is really good, and I don't care that they haven't played a lot of competition. The defense is really good. The defense is going to carry them, and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a shit what they say. Your competition does matter. And I totally understand that in the NFL, every team is talented. Every coach is at least, he knows what the hell a football looks like. Like, I get that. But at the end of the day, there is still a discrepancy. There's no way you can sit here with a straight face and tell me that the Texans and the Jaguars are the same as playing the Chiefs and the Bucks. It's just not. And so the fact that the Ravens had that big strength of schedule advantage coming in really led us to this one. And the fact that we could get them with the tees up to the 7, I mean, why the hell not, right? We ended up not needing the tees, but that was the first one. And I actually told a lot of people earlier, I told them with my last video, once that pick hits, to try and get the Patriots with the plus points before that game kicked off. And I was really hoping that we'd get Patriots plus 7.5. If you took it a little bit earlier, if you took it like Saturday or Friday afternoon, you're probably able to get like Patriots plus 7. But because the Bucks had so many injuries pop up late, it never went above that. It went back down to 6.5, and so I never grabbed the hedge. But I did tweet out in like the fourth quarter, 5 minutes left to go, and Brady has the ball and he's coming down the field. The live line for the Patriots was actually like plus 140 for just a straight up win. So even if you didn't hedge before the game or after the Ravens won, there was still a chance to bail out and like get even money, if not even maybe get some arbitrage because of the plus 140, where the tease was like a minus 120 in most spots, so you could have still made your 0.2 units. But that's besides the point. The tease ends up covering. The Buccaneers hold on. The Patriots missed a last-second kick. If you didn't watch that game, fell asleep or whatever. Really great game. But again, like I said, I knew when that line was not moving that the books knew something that we didn't. They were giving a lot of credit to Bill when all the money is on one side, and they just weren't moving that line. So again, I gave myself credit for the loss as well because I also had the Bucks minus 6.5. So hopefully some of you just took the tease and didn't take the minus 6.5. But either way, that's how it played out. So that was the win for the tease, and then it also covers the loss on the Bucks minus 6.5. The Seahawks plus 3 at the 49ers. Pretty interesting game. I think I went over everything with you guys last week on the Madden algorithm. The Seahawks team was just in a good position talent-wise or on the field to take advantage of the 49ers team and kind of where their weak spots were. Both teams are not really great at stopping the run, but the Seahawks have obviously great receivers in Metcalf and Lockett. And the 49ers are thin at corner to be nice about it right now. So we get the win there. Seahawks actually just straight up win that game. The Panthers at Cowboys minus 4.5. Cowboys, if you didn't watch that game, if you just looked at the score, first of all, obviously we get the win with that one. But damn, I think Cowboys were up at by 22 points in the third quarter, and they just called the dogs off. Totally went to sleep. They didn't pull all the starters out. They pulled Trayvon Diggs out, and some people are saying it's because of an injury. Some people are saying it's because of player management. I don't buy the player management thing or theory, and the reason I don't is because if you were really doing player management, why the hell would you take him out, but you're going to leave Dak and Zeke in there the full game? I don't know, especially Dak coming off injuries and things like that. If you really thought, man, we have this one in the bag, it's just run, and let's get the hell out of here now. I don't know. I really don't think they would have been leaving Dak out there that long. I mean, he was literally taking the last kneel downs and stuff, so I don't know if I buy that. But as far as the game is concerned, the win was, if you were watching the game, it didn't feel like it was ever in question. But once that third quarter came and they just totally stopped trying, it seemed like the offensive coordinators were like, yeah, let's stop scoring on them. They thought they were in high school or middle school and it's a mercy rule or something. I don't know. But they was 3 and out. And the Panthers started coming back, and they got 2 quick touchdowns, and now they're only down by 7 or 8, 7 or 8, whatever it was. And they're trying to make a comeback, and I was like, oh shit, man, don't tell me they're gonna get this back door. But luckily, the Cowboys are able to hold on, get a bunch of first downs, and then take the knee and get the hell out of there. So it worked out. We get the win on that one. But if you haven't watched that game, or if you didn't watch that one when it was going on, you don't need to waste your time doing it. I'm just saying that is something I am concerned with moving forward, with the Cowboys maybe kind of taking their foot off the gas a little early, and I think that's a coaching issue. I think it was coaching and play calling that really led to that. They totally stopped with the aggressive play calling. But whatever. Again, we get the win. The last one, and this is the one that pisses me off, and this is the one that kept me up tonight, and this is the reason I'm here working hard and into the night and just kicking my own ass is because we had the Colts Dolphins under 43.5, and at the time I saw that line, I even told myself, I said, damn, I should just buy the hook, get it to the 44 again, and I've told you guys a million times, 41, 44, 47, 51. I think the 41 I had been leaving out because that's usually only for like really low scoring games, but 44, 47, and 51 are the key numbers for totals, and I didn't even take my own advice, and I was like, you know what, I think we're good. The algorithm had it like at 40, and I was like, okay, we got like a field goal there, we should be good. Now, fucking course, I hit the damn 44, so we lose on that one on a damn half a point that we should have bought up. But you know what? Again, I'll kick my own ass. So it is what it is. We still end up getting a win on the day. Depending on how you played the Patriots, you might have even got a bigger win if you had any college luck, obviously. And I think one of the plays, and I'm not counting this in like the win-loss record, but just some stuff that I was throwing out earlier, was that USC game. They did end up covering, if anybody was interested in that at all. So, again, good week overall. Could have been better. And one of the things that concerns me right around this time of year is that this is kind of when these algorithms start kicking. And it's not just mine. In general, like the big syndicates, these guys who have millions of dollars and lots of time and money and people that they can work with, this is when they have a sample size that is big enough now to predict wins and to be accurate and good at and all the kinds of stuff and kind of beating the books. But you know who knows that is the books. And so the books are not going to just leave their numbers there. And I get kind of, skittish right about now, because when you have really good weeks, when you're going like 4-1, 4-2, or even really 4-1 would have been obviously the better one. But if you have a week that you go like 4-0, 5-0, something like that, don't sit there for a second thinking that the books are going to just let you keep taking their money. These people get paid to take your money. That's literally their job. They're paid to outsmart you, put in more time, and this is their full-time 24/7 job. The shit never sleeps. So please do not, whether you followed my picks or not, if you had a good week and you had a winning week and you've had like a winning season so far, don't put your nose in the air and don't think that like, oh, I got this, it's just an auto drive. No, don't. That's the worst shit you can do, because that's when you'll lose like 3 weeks in a row and you're going to give all those winnings right back. So I'm going to tell you right now, this week is probably going to be a little bit of a slower week for me. It's probably going to be like 3 plays, maybe more, maybe if I really feel strongly about a game or two, we'll look that way. But for tonight, I only have 2. And then probably looking to add 1 between now and like Wednesday. And then if anything opens up, if I hear any like nuggets or something come up throughout the week, we might add a last one later towards the end of the week here. But again, just if you've had a good season so far and you're up, pretty significantly, watch out. Don't just put all your winnings back in. So with all that said, guys, let's go ahead and get into the picks. So the first one here, I'll go through all the Madden stuff real quick. But the picks, like I said, there's only 2 of them. One of them is a teaser. So we'll run into those as fast as we can. 49ers here. This is the first pick. So the 49ers do play the Cardinals in Arizona this upcoming week. Arizona really has the advantages all across the board here. The offense is just more potent than the 49ers. The 49ers have obviously a million injuries, and I'm sure you've heard about them, especially if you're playing like fantasy or anything. It seems like every day, somebody that's on the 49ers is like contractually obligated to hurt themselves, to blow out a knee, to like, rip an MCL. Well, I don't know what the hell they do in like the training room, if they're just like throwing rocks at these guys. I don't know. But there's always some shit going on where somebody's getting hurt and they're down to like their 5th string, corner, and like their 3rd string lineman and whatever else. So the offense is just more potent with the Cardinals. They have better receivers all over the place. The 49ers, yes, they have Dvoa, but the Cardinals with Hopkins isn't even really getting used. If you've been watching the Cardinals, he has a high snap count, but they're not really looking his direction, especially not in any like meaningful ways. They're kind of, Kyler, I should say, is more apt to take like deeper shots with guys like Christian Kirk, and really just whoever the hell can get open. Even like AJ Green is getting some love, And maybe that is because the defense is shifted towards Hopkins right now. But whoever it is, the receivers are much better than the whole receiving core on the 49ers. The running backs, obviously, that's going to be in favor of the 49ers. But when you're in a game where you have to keep up with the offensive production of the Cardinals, the ground game is probably not going to be your friend. I don't see it being a good opportunity to try and roll Trey Sermon out there, or Elijah Mitchell coming back from his injuries. So, again, Cardinals on offense. Secondly, Garoppolo, again, if you didn't see it, he did get hurt. He had some sort of calf pull strain. I don't know. Somebody shot him in the leg. I have no idea. But he came out of the game. Trey Lance played the entire second half. Trey Lance, he makes some splash plays. He's definitely got potential. The problem is he's a rookie, and he's like a very raw rookie. You see him constantly just like tucking his head and running, making like off-balance throws, and just kind of like misguided throws, like where he's throwing into traffic, he's trying to get like around a defender, but the ball's just maybe it's just not going where he wants it to go yet. I don't know. And then lastly, he's throwing everything like 90 miles an hour. Like the receivers are having the ball go like directly through their hands. And while that stuff is not huge if the game is close, or if it's like a 17-14 kind of game, because you can maybe compensate for that, when you start getting down to a team like the Cardinals, and you're down, 14, 20 points, or even 10 points, those kind of mistakes are just untimely, and they stop drives, and you end up just getting further and further down, and then you just get really one-dimensional, because they know exactly what you want to do, and you have no idea what the hell they're going to do. Lastly, though, this DVOA. So this is really what I found interesting here with the Cardinals and 49ers. DVOA is totally in favor of the Cardinals at 37.5%. But if you look at strength of schedule, the Cardinals have had the harder schedule. The 49ers have overall the easier schedule for the rest of the year. I don't know, they're like top 5 easiest schedule for the year. The Cardinals have had a tougher schedule, and they're putting up better offensive numbers, and they're getting better field position. Those are all red flags for me. The line came out as -4.5, and I'm assuming that's because it is a divisional game, and they're trying to get money on both sides. And anytime I see like a -4.5, -5, to me that's telling me that the bookmaker is saying we don't really know what side the public is on here. We think maybe they'll go one way or the other, but at the end of the day we're not really sure. So we're gonna just set it at this like arbitrary kind of black hole number that's like not really close to 3, it's not really close to 7. And what we'll do is we'll take money in these first 2 or 3 days, and we'll see where it's going, and then we'll shift the line dramatically. So if the Cardinals have taken money, I would say by like Tuesday, Wednesday, you're probably going to see the Cardinals like -6. So if you like this line, I would jump on it sooner than later. I've been wrong before with these, but a lot of the times when I am wrong throughout the middle of the week, it's because sharps are pushing it one way, and then by Sunday morning, Saturday night, it's coming right back the other way. So again, if you can get a chance, I would be grabbing the Cardinals while you can at the -4.5. Browns are our next game we want to go over. They are playing the Chargers. So when I first went into this game, I really, really liked the Browns. The Chargers play like a too-high shell defense, which is to stop the long passes, the bomb passes, and all that kind of stuff. And it works. But what happens is you're taking those safeties out of the box, and you're leaving a lot of run gaps. You're leaving a lot of lanes for your linebackers to try and fill up. And for that reason, the Chargers are really weak against the run. And the Chargers have not played yet. They won't play until Monday night. But I believe you will see that, whether it's Peyton Barber or Josh Jacobs or whoever back there. I do think that you are going to see the Raiders take advantage of that and have a really good running night if they can, assuming the Chargers don't get too high, too far away from them. And I think that's really their best defense. The Chargers need to put up a lot of points early, get out to that early lead, and make the other team have to pass so that they can't take advantage of those run gaps. And that's their best way to go about this. The problem is when you're playing the Browns, even when you're far ahead, the Browns' best attack most times is going to be with the ground game. So if you're going to give them running lanes, and they have Chubb, who's going to just go run all over you all day, and when he gets tired, they're going to put in Kareem Hunt, and he's going to run all over you all day. It makes it really hard to play that kind of defense. I do expect to see some sort of changes or shifts from Brandon Staley, who's the defensive coordinator and the coach for the Chargers. Or actually, he is the head coach. Sorry, he was a defensive coordinator. But because of those reasons, I personally think the Browns are going to win this game just because of the personnel matchup and because of the style of play. As far as the numbers are concerned, though, the numbers actually have... it does say the Browns are like 16-point favorites, but if you'll notice, the entire spread, the entire algorithm number here comes off this DVOA number. And what I don't like about that is that the DVOA right now is highly skewed because of the strength of schedule. The Chargers have played the 26th easiest or the 6th toughest schedule on the year so far. They have played the Chiefs, they've played the Cowboys. They've had a pretty tough year so far as far as opponents are concerned, where the Browns have also played the Chiefs, but then their schedule kind of lightened up from there, and they've only had the 10th easiest schedule. So this DVOA number, I think, is off, and I think this DVOA number is going to be off for probably either another week or until they update it this week, depending on how everything works out. Maybe we'll get some better numbers, but you're probably looking at another week, only because it's going to take this week to kind of get everything maybe washed away from like easier or harder schedules from the first 3 weeks, and then week 5 is really when you'll see them pop to where they should be and where they'll probably stay for the rest of the year, or pretty close. Field position is the same, and so the starting field position is the same for the Chargers and the Browns, even though the Browns have had a much easier schedule. Again, kind of a red flag there. Now they are playing in LA, and I only gave them a 1-point home field advantage because the Chargers don't really have a home field. I don't think you're going to see a lot of Browns fans traveling to Los Angeles, but at the same time, I don't think you're going to have a lot of true hardcore Chargers fans in SoFi that week or next weekend. So we'll kind of stay away from that. But also the Chargers are playing Monday night, and then they'll be turning around to play Sunday in the daytime. Again, all of this for me is just kind of a stay away. If depending on what the line comes out, if the line were to come out like at -3 for the Browns or something like that, I'd look at it. The look ahead line back in the summer was Browns -1.5. You might still get that. Again, it's really going to depend on what the Chargers do Monday night, but I would have to be looking at something like a Browns -1, Browns pick'em. I was saying Browns -3. That's like the high end. I would really not even want to touch that high, but we'll see. We'll see what the line comes out at. So that's not for right now. It's a stay away, but again, we'll see what comes out. Next is the Cowboys Giants. So this is another game that I really like. The Cowboys, just across the field, are better than the Giants right now. Offensively, the receivers are better. Even with Amari Cooper playing kind of banged up, him and CeeDee Lamb are just torching whoever the hell is back there. I believe Michael Gallup is eligible to come back next week because he's done his 3 weeks in the IR. So they might get him back, they might not. But even if they don't, Cedric Wilson has been, he's been holding that role down pretty good, for what he is. Defensively, they're roughly the same, actually. I know the Giants get a lot of credit for, quote unquote, being a good defensive team, which, I don't know. I'm not too impressed. I think some of that's skewed. If you don't put up a lot of points, the other team isn't really looking to put up, 100 either. They're just going to try to do enough to beat you and get the hell out. But the Cowboys have been getting a lot of takeaways. They've really just been like a lot better than me and most other people thought on defense. DVOA is again obviously in favor of the Cowboys just because their offensive firepower. Strength of schedule is also in favor of the Cowboys. The Cowboys have had the 20th easiest or 12th hardest schedule on the year, while the Giants have had the 9th easiest. So even the strength of schedule is in favor of the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are still putting up better numbers, better field position, better DVOA, all that stuff, with a higher level of competition. The numbers for this one, as far as the algorithm come out, say the Cowboys are a 14-point favorite. The line right now is 7.5. What worries me about this one is the back door, and that's what I was alluding to earlier today. The Cowboys, again, just really took their foot off the gas in that third quarter. This is a divisional game, so I don't think that will be an issue, or it shouldn't be an issue. But if the Cowboys are up by 17 or 20 points in like the late third quarter, I could totally see them just, you know what, we're gonna run, and the Giants will stop them probably because the Giants have a pretty formidable defensive line. Get that ball back, and they might be getting some late scores, and you end up with the Cowboys winning by like 6 or 7, and just barely not covering this number. And for that reason, I added this to a teaser. So this is the first leg of a teaser where we do get it down to 1. When I first grabbed this, it was at Cowboys -7. I still didn't really like it because it was, like I said, I could see the Giants losing by 6 and just kind of pissing everybody off. So I grabbed that tease and brought it down to 1. You can tease it with 6.5 if you want to get it down to the 1 as well. But if you want to just tease the 6 and get it down to 1.5, that's fine as well. I think if we can get this under 3, you're on the safe side here. Patriots Texans line is not out just yet because the Patriots just finished playing their game a few hours ago. Patriots are, per the algorithm, 3-point favorites. We'll see how that changes as the new stats come in throughout the week. Really what I'm looking to play here is the under. The lines have not come out, so I'm not sure what the under is going to be here, but it's probably going to be something like 40 points, and that's actually what I have predicted right here. So we have it team totals is like 21-19, so about 40, maybe like a 40.5 if we're lucky. So we'll see where that comes out. But again, while yes, I'm pretty sure the Patriots will win this game, I don't know what the spread's going to be, and it's probably going to be inflated because everybody just saw the Patriots hang with the Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. So your better look is probably going to be on the under with that one. Rams and Seahawks, this is actually a Thursday night game. I'm really interested to watch this game actually take place and happen. Not so much betting on it. Right now it is a pick'em for the Thursday night game, and the teams are evenly matched. The teams actually the Rams, I should say, come out to a 0.3 favorite. So it's not even like a full half-point favorite with any of the algorithms. As far as like grades and EDSR are concerned and all that kind of stuff, those do favor the Rams as far as the grades are concerned, but the EDSR favors the Seahawks. So again, not really a lot of difference there. Even the strength of schedule, the Rams are the 24th easiest or 8th toughest schedule so far, while the Seahawks are the 27th easiest schedule, or that is the 5th hardest schedule. So even the strength of schedule is pretty similar, in their field position is exactly the same. So if I had to, I would probably lean the Rams, only because the algorithm says they're like a half a point better, and they are coming off a loss. So I could see them. I think today was kind of a letdown spot for them because they just played the Buccaneers and their emotions were all high and all kind of stuff. And so I think after this loss, they're going to kind of slap back to reality, and they should go in and win this game. But the Seahawks are playing at home on a Thursday night, and while it's not a huge trip from LA to Seattle, it's still a trip, and I could see that kind of tripping them up. So we'll see what happens here, but for me, this is just a pure stay away. I'm not doing anything with this one. I'm not even taking over, under, nothing like that. Thursday nights are just too tricky. Ravens Colts, this is another one I'm interested in. So Ravens Colts, again, obviously this one will be a Sunday game, or I'm sorry, this will be the Monday night game, but the Ravens have the advantages all over the place here with quarterback, offense, defense, all that kind of stuff. The defense, it's slightly in favor of the Colts, but just from the eye test, I have not really seen the defense step up too much for the Colts other than against Miami where they just won. I think I said on my last video, I did believe the Colts were going to eventually get a win, and that they would then kind of turn it around and start moving forward, and they'd have a lot better year. They'd start gaining wins, all that kind of stuff. And I even said, hey, maybe it will be this week. Maybe the Dolphins or the Colts will be able to beat the Dolphins, and they were able to beat them. But I don't think they're going to be able to overcome the Ravens next week. I think the Ravens are just too much of a better team, and the Colts were really in a prime spot to take advantage of a backup quarterback. Jalen Waddle got hurt. Will Fuller got hurt in the middle of the game. A lot of stuff just kind of broke their way, and they got the win, but again, not really impressive fashion. What I like about this game, though, is the under. So I have this game right now as about 40 to 44 points as far as the prediction is concerned. I should say 41 to 44. The total given on the line right now is 40.5. This is the second leg of the teaser with that Cowboys game. So it does come out to 47. Again, when I first grabbed it, it was at 41, which was the key number, so I grabbed it up to the 47. It has gone down a half a point. This is one I would say to get the full 6.5. Get this one to 47, as I learned this week, or relearned, and I don't want you to have to learn. Get it to 47, get it to that key number. Check the rules on your teasers first and make sure that they will still pay you if you get one push and one win. But assuming that they will, like most books do, tease this one to 47, get the better number on that, and feel safe with this one. Like I said, I do think this is really going to be more of like a 41-point game, maybe like a 44, if things go the right way, or maybe there's like a turnover and just whatever. But 47, feel safe with that, feel very confident with it. And then again, we're pairing that up with the Cowboys down to -1. So both of those are going to really make the second pick on the teaser. Next is the Bills-Chiefs. Bills-Chiefs, again, this is a tough one. The Bills theoretically have the advantages here on offense and on defense, and DVOA is also in their favor, but this is another one where there's just a huge discrepancy in strength of schedule. To date, the Bills have had the third easiest schedule so far, where the Chiefs have had the 25th easiest or the 7th hardest schedule in the NFL. So even though all the numbers point in favor of the Bills, I think some of these numbers are skewed due to that strength of schedule issue. The DVOA is probably, if anything, I'd probably say you got to like split the difference on those, which would really make this down to like a pick'em game. As far as the grades are concerned, the Chiefs do have the advantage in the grade as well as the EDSR, so those are both in favor of the Chiefs. I actually think the Chiefs probably do win this game, but what I really think it comes down to is the blitz rate. The Bills have been blitzing at 30% consistently this whole year, and last year they were about the same. They were like 30 to 35% the entire year. When you blitz Patrick Mahomes, he's going to beat you. That's what happens. If you're going to blitz him, he's going to find the open man, and he's going to beat you, and he's going to take these little 5-yard slant routes, and he's going to let his receivers do their thing, get their yards after catch, and he's going to keep those sticks moving, and he's going to win. If you go back and watch that Ravens game, the Ravens in years past had blitzed the hell out of Patrick Mahomes, and he was able to just elude the pressure, get out of the pocket, hit Kelsey, hit Hill, and just kind of keep those sticks moving. If the Bills blitz him, they will lose, and it will probably not even be too close. It'll probably be a high-scoring game, but they'll probably lose by like 10. If they stay back in coverage and they make him really like have to beat them, but still not give him all day, they need to get pressure without blitzing. If they can do that, they'll have a chance to win. It'll work out better for them. It's more of a positive EV play for them. But obviously, it's a lot easier to say that than to do that. Because if you don't get pressure on him and you're not blitzing, he's still going to beat you. He's just going to take longer to do it. So it's a really thin line, and I'm not touching this game right now. The over is even like at 54, 56. It's something high where I just wasn't going to touch it right now. The spread is at 3, though. It is the Bills +3. So maybe I would look that way, but I'd really, again, rather just stay away from this one, especially because I don't know what they're going to do blitz-wise. If they came out and said, yeah, we're going to just blitz the hell out of him, we're going to get in his face all day, I'd be betting the Chiefs like right now. But obviously they're not going to say that, and you won't know until the game starts what their blitzing is going to be. This may be a perfect game to bet live. If you see that in the first quarter, the Bills are just blitz heavy and they're trying to constantly get in his face, you might be able to get the Chiefs even like at the same number, like at a -3 in the first quarter or second quarter, and I would take it. I'd take it live. So just kind of be on the lookout for that one and just know what to look for. Lastly, Broncos Steelers. This is another one, guys, where we have the two teams that, again, not really doing so great as far as offenses are concerned. And today, Teddy Bridgewater did get hurt. You know what? And I'm sorry. As I'm saying this, I apologize. I misspoke earlier, so I gave you the wrong pick. I gave you the right numbers, but the wrong second leg of that teaser. The Ravens are not the second leg of the teaser. That is a game that I am looking to tease. So apologize. Please scratch that. Do not list that as your pick. If any questions, read the description of this video. I will put the official picks, but I apologize. The Ravens are not a pick yet. That is something we are still waiting on to see where that line moves as far as the over-under is concerned. And actually, the total is different. The total for the Ravens is 44 right now. The Broncos game is the one that's at 40.5. So that should also be kind of a flag for you there. But this, to, I guess, cut to the chase here, we are going to be teasing this one up on the total, and we're going to be getting this one to 47. So again, I apologize. Scratch that. It's going to be the Broncos Steelers under 47 as the second leg of the tease with the Cowboys -1. Again, I'll put it in the description below. But real quick run through on this one. Broncos lost Teddy Bridgewater. They're still missing Jerry Jeudy. They lost KJ Hamler. They lost a lot of their weaponry as far as receivers are concerned. Their offensive line is okay, but it's not great. They're going to be playing against a team that is strictly defensive at this point, and the Steelers really aren't looking to put up a lot of points either. I don't know if they can put up a lot of points, but for all those reasons, I don't think the Broncos are going to really be able to put up a whole lot here. It's probably going to be a closer game, but it's going to be a lot of trying to run, probably some check downs to Noah Fant. And if they can get Courtland Sutton involved, they will. But the Steelers are also going to know, obviously, Courtland Sutton's probably like their main deep threat, their main guy here, with Tim Patrick maybe working like a secondary role. As far as numbers are concerned, the Broncos have the edge here slightly on defense, but without Teddy Bridgewater, their offensive numbers do still slightly have an advantage, but I don't think that's really accurate. I don't think Drew Lock is really rated as a 69. Probably just a little bit less than that. But as far as the DVOA is concerned, again, this is another one where the strength of schedule really throws us off here because the Broncos have had the 5th easiest schedule, where the Steelers have had the 21st easiest schedule. So again here, if anything, I'd say you probably split the difference on this one, and it brings down to like 6 points or so. Field position, Broncos have the advantage there, but again, strength of schedule. Grade-wise, again, the Broncos win that one, and the EDSR. That one, I don't want to say strength of schedule necessarily, because the Steelers, I think, are just not really... They're just not good offensively. They have a lot of weapons, but you've heard everybody else talk about it, so I don't want to harp on it too much. The Steelers' offense is just, it's dead or it's dying. It's on life support. Let's go put it on hospice. Let's have a wake for it, all that kind of stuff. It's gone. The Broncos, though, as far as their grade and EDSR is concerned, I think is really inflated because of their easier schedule. On this one, guys, this is, like I said, this is strictly an over-under play, and we're going to take the under. It's at 40.5. It's an extremely low total. Perfect to tease, though, because we are able to get it up to the 47. This is the one I was saying came out at 41, and it has jumped down to 40.5. So if you tease that right now, get it to the under 47 along with the Cowboys. So again, I'll put everything in the description below as far as the official picks. But thank you for watching this. Hopefully this helps. We'll probably have another pick here throughout the week. It's getting super late right now. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to go to bed. But I will get back at it tomorrow, and we'll see what else we can find. Thanks again, guys. Good luck.